Welcome to Savor the Moment, the Fern Forest, a guided imagery practice. We invite you to imagine yourself on a mindfulness walk into a lush woodland environment. Get comfortable, take some deep breaths, relax, and allow yourself to be drawn as though a magnet is pulling your focus into a here and now that is the fern forest. Come, enter the forest with me and savor moments among the ferns. We will follow the worn path in the dappled sunshine. The sound of our footfalls disappear into the blanket of pine needles that cover the earth. Each step removes us from the artificial, hectic, often stressful world outside the trees. Let our concerns of life mute, and for the moments to come, let the forest embrace us. Feel its cool moisture caress your skin. Refresh yourself. Deeply inhale the musty earthiness. Engage your ears in the sound of life. The distant woodpecker drilling, the chattering of the red squirrel voicing his annoyance of our presence, the continuous chorus of crickets, and the whine of the cicada. Let the trees wrap you in comfort. The woods are the essence of life and death. We find a giant of the woodland that has died and fallen to the ground. Its death allows new life to flourish. Now its remains teem with a variety of mosses and fungi. Stroke the moss and feel how one is green, soft, and fuzzy, and another is browner and coarse. They cover the bark with a carpet of life and rest beside the fungi which have opened their caps, spreading another generation. The ferns cluster near the decaying tree, absorbing nutrients from the process. Let us drink in the now. Let the past that is no longer of use to us fall as the tree has, creating an opportunity for future life. Walking on, we reach a small clearing amid the forest canopy where wildflowers have thrived. Their colors dance in the sunshine. Delicate orange and yellow orchid-like flowers dangle on slender stems, upright spears of purple, berries of blue and cream. Let us dwell a while among the blossoms and listen to the songs of the forest. The birds watch us as we watch and listen to them. There are times when we wish we could fly away from our troubles, as the bird can fly away from dangers. Lacking physical wings, we have mental ones that allow us to escape into the colors and textures of the forest's floral adornment. In each blossom is packaged the sun, rain, wind, and earth. We travel onward down the path. Although it is summer, the creek still runs over stones, making a gurgling sound below the eroding banks verdant with mosses. The water persists, awaiting the onset of winter snows in the hope of the liquid abundance of spring runoff. Let us rest on a stump and indulge ourselves in the gentle conversation of the waters. A leaf falls into the current and gently flows away. We mentally toss some of our worldly concerns into the stream and let them float away from us and slowly disappear. The trees tower around us, but there is much more here in the shade than the macro world most obvious to us. Let us explore the micro world on the forest floor. These tiny gems of nature so often go unnoticed. Bend down near the earth and capture the ground cedar for your memory. Also known as club moss, the dainty cluster of branches resemble a miniature tree, though it is not one. The decaying bark of the birch curls, revealing crumbling wood. In our micro neighborhood, we find the infant trees, descendants of the fallen, children growing in the rich humus. Granite boulders decorate the landscape, most with a complement of lichens, pale gray and prickly to the touch, or olive green and rough. Nature has not always dominated these lands. Long ago, farmsteads had a foothold in the woods, but the trees and the ferns have reclaimed what man created. Now all that remains are stone walls, crumbling and falling, disappearing into the mosses and ferns. Only ghosts of foundations and livestock enclosures remain. The forest is healing the wounds from humankind. The trail winds through the lushness towards the river. We hear the wind-driven waves lapping upon the shore before we can see the current. We scramble down to the wide beach and gaze at the flow, reflecting the mountains and the clouds. The waters reach the shore in little crests and collapse, like a heartbeat or breathing. In our minds, we can fly across the river and sit atop the mountain. Below are all the struggles of the artificial world, but we are above them. For this brief period of time, we are free to wander along the shore and absorb its calmness. The river has eroded the banks, threatening the pine's grip on the shoreline. The boughs tilt toward the waters, almost caressing the stream and creating a roof above our heads. We walk under its shelter. Tangles of driftwood accumulate along the riverbank, some smooth, stripped of bark, and others textured. Boulders have been released from the earth and dot the shore. The high water line from the seasonal ebb and flow stains the rock. Lichens of pale gray decorate the hard surface. A stiff but delicate pattern contrasts against the dark mineral. Continuing down the beach, we alternate between gravel and sand. A maple tree branch confronts us as if to say, "Look at me." We admire the exquisite symmetry of the foliage, the veins optimally placed to bring nutrition to each cell. Glossy chlorophyll green, soothing to the eyes. The water whispers an invitation to enter. With naked feet we cross the sand and flex our toes in the spongy bottom. At first the water feels uncomfortably cool, but once accustomed it seems pleasantly warm. Wandering out to deeper water, we tease the river grass, feeling the long blades dance in our hands. Time seems to melt away while hearing the wind in the trees and the song of the waters. We occupy a driftwood seat and linger by the river, savoring each moment. The current seems to breathe with each wave, in and out. Will you stay with me for a while and immerse yourself in the pleasures of the flow? Freeze these moments in your memory so you may recall them any time you need to retreat from the modern world. Retreat into the fern forest.